No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, that's a sense of identity, a sense of belonging, right? Sense of inclusion. And again, I teach international students, and right now I teach online, I guess, as everybody else. And my students are everywhere. They just in different time zones and whatnot. And you can see that even if you just comment or any sign of appreciation, and you can see how they flourish, and that would be like that may spark a discussion. Like I had my Chinese students, October 1st was their holiday in China, right? And when I mentioned that, and then I saw them typing in the chat right away. So as long as you acknowledge their culture, the language in any ways, if that helps, right? Because how sometimes students, especially online, I find it's very difficult to motivate, very difficult to engage them.
Yes.
And if that's one way, I mean, if that's just the way to start the conversation, then why not?
Right. And it's not all about content. Students are not going to care about the content if you don't reach them on an emotional level. You don't identify with them. You don't show them that you respect them. You don't have that rapport with them. They're not going to care what kind of content you're teaching them. So I don't know. I think that there's a lot. I mean, I see the benefits. And I hope that the more that we talk about this, maybe more people will be more invested in developing those relationships with students, because that's where true education starts. So.
Yeah, it's all about relationships. You're right.
It totally is. Yeah.
No, I just want to say that even though this was not my, I would say, area of expertise, because I've been in TESOL for 18 years, but I just found the connections. Like, I see the connections between minority languages in general, and then the second language acquisition, or, learning English as a second language. Because again, as I said, there's some similarities, right? People learn languages at different pace in different contexts, but there are some, as I mentioned, like translanguaging, right? So again, it's important to focus on and celebrate some differences and achievements, no matter how little they could be or they seem. And again, whether it's heritage students or international students or ESL students, as long as we look holistically, as long as we look at the person, not just in terms of their achievements and proficiency in our language. I mean, the language that we teach, English, right?
Yeah.
But we have to be, again, we need to be accommodating, and we have to make sure that they feel comfortable in our class, that they feel acknowledged, that we know them, so we know their background. We know that they are not just, English is not the whole life, right? We know that they do use other languages outside of our classroom, and that's totally okay. And we don't impose any rules and expectations like, in my class, English only, right? And again, as I said, it's not even practical. It's not even realistic. When I see my international students, I put them on Zoom in breakout rooms right now, because that's how we teach. And then I jump in, and I can see they still tend to maybe use, if they're all from the same background, they can use their L1, but I can hear that they discuss the concept in the task, right? So the task is in English, and they're trying to explain it maybe to their group mates using their L1. And if that helps, again, I try to encourage them to use English as much as they can. But again, it's all about the level of proficiency, and it's all about their comfort zone, right? So yeah, my takeaway as a parent, because I also have a trilingual child, and as a teacher, would be we have to be flexible. And because we teach in a multicultural and multilingual environment, I'm sure US would be the same as Canada. And so we cannot be just, we cannot impose our own rules. That's just not realistic. And again, in this way, we won't be showing respect to our students.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed this conversation.
Thanks, Sharon, for inviting me. Yeah, it's always, for me, it's a pleasure to talk again about my community and my language, because right now, especially under these circumstances, in pandemic, I'm staying home all day. I'm just teaching on Zoom from like literally 7 a.m. till late at night. And that's all I do. And I don't even have this sense of belonging to a community anymore because I don't
It's so
communicate
hard.
with people.
You're like, can I talk to anybody, please? You know, yeah, I totally feel you on that. It's not an easy thing that we're going through.